If you have a beer time to time with our son, then I should be able to have a joint with him from time to time.
Whoa.
Okay?
I got real.
Yeah, we're going in today.
Real fast. Are we in the 6 a.m. hour? What?
We are going in today.
Yes, sir.
Okay, I think because I still have a lot of friends that live out in California, things are a little more on the liberal side out there, that this is the second time that this has come up with two different friends of mine. So it goes something like this. So my friend is having a disagreement with his wife right now. They have a son that is 19 years old. He is a freshman in college, right? When he comes home now from time to time, my friend is comfortable enough. Now, even the laws in California are much like they are in other states also. You have to be 21 to drink legally. You have to be 21 to smoke legally in California, right? But their son is 19 years old, and dad feels like, why wait 2 years? Come on, son. So they'll have a beer or two while they're watching a game together, or if they're going fishing together, or if they're out on the beach together, they'll have a couple of beers together, right? Father-son type deal. Well, mom doesn't drink. So, but she does smoke. Hey, it's California. They kick you out of the state if you're not smoking weed.
I thought that was only Colorado.
No. They'll send you to Colorado for that, okay? So her point is like, look, you get to have this bonding time with him, right? I mean, it's illegal for him to drink. It's also illegal for him to smoke, but I think they kind of feel like it's almost like the same thing, or at least mom does. And dad absolutely thinks it's a very, very, very different thing and is refusing to let mom party with their kid. Again, we're not talking about going out all night. We're not talking about going out till 2:30 or 3 in the morning, but she's like, hey, if you do this with him, then when we go to the beach together, I should be able to light up and I should be able to give him something. So as he's arguing it, he's realizing he's losing the argument, right? So they're at a standstill right now because really it does feel very different to me, but it shouldn't.
It doesn't feel different to me, actually.
No?
The only thing that would make it feel different to me if you're going out in public and you're doing it. Because if you're in the comfort of your own home, then, like, you know, the cops aren't going to be banging on your door being like, what's that 19-year-old doing with a joint? But if you go out to the beach and, like, I don't know, the cop just happens to walk around and ID him, then all of a sudden now it becomes a legal problem.
Yeah, and you can say that about alcohol also, but I think that's a really good point, so let's take that one out.
Okay. I'll sit back now. Bye.
No. I mean, it's a good point, but I think for argument's sake, let's just say it's happening in the house.
Yeah, I'm having a hard time wrapping my mind around this because, you know, and maybe my stance will change in, 17 years. But I got a 3-year-old right now, and I couldn't imagine at 19 having a beer or smoking a joint with them if it's not legal. I think as a parent, like I'm supposed to set the standard. Uh-huh. And so that's not going to happen until they're 21.
He's 3 years old now, but I am pretty sure the laws are changing. He'll be able to smoke when he's 7.
At least,
that's the direction we're going.
Maybe not here, but in Kentucky, hopefully. Fingers crossed. So I'm like, I don't see myself sitting with my 19-year-old doing something illegally. Like that's going to be something that I could see us doing when we're 20, like when he's 21. Mm-hmm. But I feel like your job as a parent is to, laws are laws for a reason, so we're gonna abide by them.
So in the argument or the debate of if you're gonna do one, should you be able to do the other? I somewhat agree that if you are gonna drink, then I don't see what's so bad about the smoking part, because technically drinking is worse for you.
Yeah.
But as someone who wishes I never started doing either one, I couldn't see myself doing it with my kid because even though I know they might get it from somewhere else, they almost going to have to because it ain't going to come from dad.
So let's go down this lane for 1 second. Why do you wish you had never started either one of them?
Because I feel like if I had a better understanding when I was younger about what alcohol actually does to your body and how, as much as smoking is not as bad for you, I don't completely believe that it's not as addictive as people try to make it seem like it's not. I think it can be, depending on your personality and what it does for you. So I just feel like if my kids do decide to go down that route, I wouldn't want it to be because I opened the door.
I see. Cass?
I think I'm in Kristen's boat where it feels very jarring, but at the same time, I can see the benefit that your friend, she could argue like, hey, she can teach their kid how to do it responsibly. And while you're doing it together, you can have conversations like, hey, just so you know, like when you're inhaling, like it's bad for your lungs. And you can do it because otherwise the kid's going to go to college with literally no exposure to it and go wild, which is what I did with alcohol. Like I went nuts. And I had friends who were exposed to alcohol, not heavy drinking, but like drinks here and there with their parents when they were like 17, 18, who didn't go balls to the wall with alcohol because they were used to it. So, I mean, the kid's going to get it wherever they want. I guess it just depends whether or not you want to be part of that or not.
Fun fact, I was exposed to alcohol prior to college, and I still went.
Did you?
I think I told you guys before, way back in the day, my very liberal mother from New York City wanted to smoke with me. So I'm like, all right, if mom wants to do it, let's give this a try. And we did it, and it was the worst experience of my life. Smoking with my mom was terrible. It's just like those lines should never be crossed, and I couldn't enjoy it at all. And then she gets back to New York, and she's like, oh, Bert, you know what? That smoke that we had, can you send me some? And I'm like, in the mail? She's like, you have it and I don't. Can you send it in a coffee can? She had the whole thing like, put it in the bottom of the can, put the grinds ahead. Yeah, she had it all worked out.
Step-by-step directions.
She was ready, man.
The Bert Show.